This week we're going to follow me out on my Pennsylvania Predator line. I'm going to show you the methods and techniques that I use for predators here in Pennsylvania and pretty much anywhere across the country. This footage is filmed probably over a decade ago, and I'm still using pretty much the same methods that I used back then today. If you watch this, you're going to see it's very simple to put these sets in the ground. If you have a problem with coyotes or fox or bobcats and you need to catch some of them anywhere across the country, you can use these methods as well. But we're going to get into that footage right now with me out on my own trap line here in Pennsylvania. More often than not here in Pennsylvania, I'm making sets that are going to be good for fox, coon, coyote, and also bobcat. If hopefully we don't catch any bobcats. They're not in season right now. I don't really want to have to let them go. But ultimately, I'm making an all-around set, and I'm probably going to put a dirt hole in here and put some bait down in there. But ultimately, it's not hard. More often than not, I'm making a kind of an overall set, and you'll see that as we start to get the construction of this in here. Pretty easy to get in there. Those wolf hangs drive down in there real nice, especially with that point. And this is farm ground here, so it's not that hard. Some of the mountain ground I'm trapping right now, man, it's like you gotta pound it to get it down in there. But get it in there and then just pull to the side. It sets that stake, and then we're gonna bed our trap down in here. Now, when you're bedding your trap, the biggest thing to catching predators or any animal is to make sure your trap is bedded properly. And you don't want any wiggle on that trap whatsoever. And we're gonna pack that dirt around the jaws and over the springs here to really get this bedded in the ground to where there's no wobble. When we touch it, anywhere on that trap, it doesn't move. So if an animal comes in and gets on that side of that trap, if there's any wobble, he's coming back off of it. So we want to have that trap bedded properly to where there's no wobble whatsoever. And when they hit that pan, we got them. And I'm using my grandfather's old sifter that he made from wood back in the 70s. And it's been boiled and used. It's definitely not as heavy duty as one of the Freedom brand Pro sifters, but I like using this just for the mere fact that my grandfather used it, my father used it, and now I'm out here using it. My dad doesn't like getting out here much anymore with the work that goes into putting these traps in the ground, but he gave it to me, and it's something that I treasure. I think it's pretty cool that I'm able to use this. And as you can see, I'm about 8, 10, 12 inches down in there. That's good. That'll work right there. Get that way down deep in the hole. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of Leggett's Canine Exciter here on the back. I like Ron Leggett. He good friend of mine from Maryland, and as you know, the Leggetts have caught a lot of fox over the years, so anything Ron uses and makes is good enough for me. Now, this set's pretty much done. I don't really need to do anything other than put another set in about 8 or 10 feet away. I highly recommend if you come in and make a set and you take the time to make one set, definitely put 2 in, because they're going to run in pairs. Gives you a chance to catch doubles. If you're on a lot of sign, a high population animals, put 3 or 4 in an area, and it's going to increase your catch numbers. And if you go into an area, I highly recommend that you definitely do that. But I'm pretty happy with this set right here, and I'm going to move down here about 8, 10 feet and get myself another one. Hopefully come in and have a double. This is just a little farmstead. There's a trail a game trail that comes in here. It hits a 2-track, and we're literally only about 100 yards from where the housing development is. But I've caught coyotes, fox, and bobcat here every time I set this. It's just it's almost like that's the dividing line over there. Wherever those houses end and this wood starts, it goes out here about maybe 2 miles to where you get to another development. But ultimately, every one of the predators is running through here. There's a lot of deer in here. There's a lot of grouse, and there's a lot of food source. And, you know, actually, this is the exact spot right in here where I've caught coyote, bobcat, and fox in this location. And it's just fantastic. And we're just going to pound it in right here. Very simply, this is kind of a mountainous area. I'm actually in the northern Pocono mountain range here in Pennsylvania. So it just really, you don't have to be in farmland or whatever. You can get in some big country and catch these predators. Using a 1 3/4 offset here. And that's usually what I'm setting out here, the offsets. That's good. We'll get that in there. Remember, you want to get that trap bedded properly. Right down in there. This is the biggest thing when it comes to being a successful trapper, and that is getting this trap packed so tight that when that animal comes in, now when they come in here and they're stepping around, you can see I'm putting a lot of pressure on every one of these jaws and springs, and that trap is not wobbling any. That is the key to successful predator trapping. And if you get your traps bedded in there like this, and they are solid, and they can step on the dog, or they can step on the spring or the jaws or whatever, they don't move, and they're going to continue to work your dirt hole down here. And this is going to allow them to step in it, whether it's a back foot or a front foot or whatever. But that is the key. And ultimately, that's all you need to do. Make sure that trap is bedded in there solid. That's good. Now we'll just find the top of that trap. Trap back probably about 12 inches. And that even a coyote is gonna attempt to get into here. We got that dirt hole up here, and just making it look like they dug it out, and we're gonna get something in that hole that they're gonna be wanting. Get a big glob of that, get that right down in the hole, jam it down in there as far as I can. If an animal, in my mind, if an animal buries something, there's gonna be other scent around the area. We have a focal point there, down in that hole. That's where most of the smell's coming from. I think animals expect to have other smells at the set. And plus, we don't give them as much credit, I don't think, as they probably deserve. And they're gonna smell human scent here. Over a couple days, that may dissipate a little bit, and then we have only what's coming out of the hole. But I wouldn't worry so much about scent at a set. But ultimately, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna leave this clump right here. They'll work in around that. We'll get them down in that hole, and hopefully we continue to have success here like we have had in the past. But this place, I'm going to put 2 more over here on this 2-track, right where it meets this field edge, and then I'm going to put 2 more out where it meets the wood line. Ultimately, I'm pretty happy with this set, and if you put sets in on your line like this, you're going to be successful when you're out there chasing these predators. And if you look here, amazing, this coyote actually, I can see it right in her nose right now. And if you want to come over here and take a look at this, if you look at her nose, it's right there, there's porcupine quills. You can see the porcupine quills sticking right out of her nose right here on top. It looks like this little girl got in a fight with a porcupine. Come on over here and look at this foot catch. We got a good foot catch here. if you zoom in here, you can see the foot catch. There's no blood. There's no foot damage. There's no broken bone. That's the offset jaw of that Duke 1 3/4 that I was talking about. But that trap right there, that Duke 1 3/4 doing its job, the offset, and this is a pretty good feed here. Don't pass up these mountain locations, because ultimately, you know, you're going to have a lot of opportunities where these roads intersect. Anytime I make a set, I want to place it where you have at least two trails coming together. This main road we're on here is a trail, and this old logging road is a trail. And we got a nice red fox back here, so let's go over and take a look at him. Well, that's a nice cherry red. That's beautiful. It's pretty awesome to be out here. This is the family land. We've been hunting this land for 30 years. I've been coming up here since I was probably 15, and you know, I've seen coyotes. Well, we've caught coyotes. My dad caught a fisher on this mountain, had to let it go. This is actually the first time I've ever set up here on the family land. My dad used to set this, and I would hear his stories, but he was deer hunting here in this early archery season. He said he saw a fox right on this turn where this road meets this old logging road, and this might be the one, but that's a beautiful red fox, beautiful cherry red. You know, a lot of times you see online, or you talk to people, and I just wanted to make a point here. You put these sets in the ground, if you put the hard work and you put a trap in the ground and you have it in there and you have it bedded properly and you have something in the hole that piques their curiosity, you're going to catch any of these canines. And don't think that you can't catch coyotes. If a coyote would have came here first, I'd have a coyote here this morning, but the red fox beat him to it. But you know, if you have the desire, which I hope you do, to get out here and trap, it's a wonderful sport. You're doing a service, so we're going to save some ground nesting birds, and maybe the grouse population will be a little stronger. But don't let anybody tell you that you can't come out here and do this. And it's something that anybody can do. And really, quite honestly, you're going to get out of what you put into it. The more sets you're going to put in the ground, the more fur you're going to get for your shed. But that is just a beautiful red fox, and I'm pretty happy to get him today. And I got to thank my dad for letting me know he saw one on this turn. I'm going to show you here on this foot here. This fox. You can see there's no damage on that paw. And if you look, that's not, you know, he's been in there a while. He's got a heck of a circle. After getting him out, I think I'm going to let him go. But, you know, this is just a testament right here. He's just a little nick on his foot, but he's not, that's not gonna bother him at all. And this fox is fine. And any animal that you catch, whether it's a you know, dog or a cat or something of that, if you're trapping on farms, these traps don't maim these animals, and this is a prime example of them not maiming an animal. And ultimately, through the BMPs and things of that nature, you know, they're really good. So we're gonna let this guy, and he's gonna run up through there. All right, there you go, buddy. Go ahead, man. There he goes in the woods.
Mountain Man Bait. Our North American Trapper Mountain Man recipe includes ground Angus, fresh ground prairie dog, rendered prairie dog, and ground poultry in 4 equal parts, making up the majority of this predator bait. We add some other attractive and savory ingredients in this proven recipe, which includes beaver castor, tinctured beaver juice, liquid smoke, and other essentials. This top-grade canine incentive works great for coyote, fox, bobcat, and more. Proven products equals proven conservation. See all of our great wildlife control solutions at NorthAmericanTrapper.com today.
The footage that you're watching today is from about 2016, 17. It's not that long ago, maybe 5-6 years. And even in that time frame, I've changed some methods. I don't use a pan cover anymore. I just don't feel it's necessary, and I don't have any problem catching animals. And that's one thing about trapping. You can learn over and over and over, and every time you step in the woods, you're going to learn something that's going to help you. It's going to go in your mental toolbox, your mental capacity of the outdoors, and you're going to use that, and you're going to become better. You're going to be a better trapper. You're going to be a better hunter. You're going to be a better fisherman. But the simple bedding of the trap and the keeping the focal point of that animal down in that dirt hole or flat set or whatever you're making, keeping their attention in one spot and bedding that trap properly is really all you need to do. Really only just a patch of woods that's maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles wide that runs in between a bunch of houses. But it's a really nice coyote. I got him in this 1 3/4 Duke offset. He's in there good. He's held good, but ultimately, if you pound these sets in the ground, you're gonna be successful as well. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful coyote, and I'm happy to get him. We got some more sets to check today, and hopefully we have some more down the road. But it's really nice to come in here and see him bouncing. So we're gonna get this coyote taken care of, and I'm gonna show you the remake. I can smell him. The wind direction comes out of the northwest here, and I'm right downwind, and he's got this area polluted with scent, which is just going to be a really good call to anything downwind to come in here and investigate this. And I would fully expect that I'll have action at these sets over the next couple days throughout this week. But really nice coyote, and I'll get him taken care of. Well, put this remake in here. He, as I said, he's got this all, so I can just smell it coming out of here. Just smells just very coyote coming right up. Pretty awesome. I like it. We'll get this bed remade. Anyway, but like I said, if you put these sets in the ground, you're going to have an opportunity to catch these animals, and ultimately if you're going to put the hard work in, you're going to get the benefits from it, and I can't express that enough. If you bed your trap properly, that's the biggest key. Bed that trap solid, and you're going to catch these animals. I actually I don't know if it was this coyote or a different one. I just went down and checked that last set down there by the wood line, and you can see a coyote print right on the set where he missed the pan. So if it wasn't this dog, we're gonna get another opportunity at that one when he comes back in. But I couldn't be any happier than I am right now with the success that I've been having here over the last couple years. But we're getting this bedded in there as tight as I can, packed around. And if I step or push anywhere on this trap around this, it's not moving. And that's exactly what we're looking for in getting our trap in the ground. Get my dirt hole dug again, as you can see, getting way down in there. That's good. Get some bait. Get a big glob down in there. As you can see, I'm pretty liberal with my bait use. I don't think you can ever overdo it with bait. I think you can overdo it with lure and things of that nature, but I don't think you can ever overdo it with bait. So I'm pretty liberal on my bait use. Just gonna take some of this duff that he's got all of his urine on and whatever. I don't need to put any lure, any urine here, anything, because all the scent is on this. This whole area is absolutely polluted with urine and his scat, and it's just going to draw every predator in this area into here for another opportunity at another canine. Well, that set's pretty much done. Like I said, this area is just full of scent, and got herself a nice dog today, and hopefully we'll come back in here over the next couple days and have some more predators. But just finishing up on this, just remember, bed your trap properly, make it solid, have something down the hole that they're interested in and piques their curiosity, come over, and you're going to be successful trapping these canines as well. Well, that's the end of the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, the methods and techniques that I use here on my line in Pennsylvania pretty much are successful, and they're going to be successful for anybody out there that's looking to do this anywhere across the country. And ultimately, it just comes down to taking that initiative, getting out there in the field, and pounding some sets in the ground, and have some patience, let them marinate for you, let the animals have time to work them, and you're going to catch them just as easy. If you need any products, make sure you go to NorthAmericanTrapper.com. We've got pretty much everything that'll help you get started in your process out in the field. Proven products equals proven conservation, and we'll see you next time.